was it? Alright, we're back. So, this time we're going to see if the stream that I just recorded and did is actually, like, I did a closing statement for it. I did, like, see you guys in the next one. But my computer was actively, like, dying. So, we're going to see if I'm going to publish it to YouTube. Then I'm going to watch it through YouTube. And we're going to see if everything went good. If not, actually, wait, we don't even need to. Hold on. I can go ahead and hit export and put it on YouTube. What's the day? 2/3/22. Even though technically it's, I started on the 2nd, but still. Mukbang. Public. Start export, and that's how you make a video, folks. Okay. Click. You'll probably hear me talking in the background, obviously. Or not the background, just hear me talking. Still tastes good. Still tastes good. Crunchy. Double crunchy. Alright, now my mouse don't work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart my computer. Okay, so it literally stops there. Okay, so where we left off, I actually finished the pizza. I waited until I did to restart it, but that's really funny that it literally cut off at, wait a minute, let me restart my computer. So, yeah, so I talked myself the entire ending there. Also, my computer's starting to freeze out again. Virus protection? Oh, fuck off. No one cares. Lottie fucking da. Alright, so, if I seem a little bit peeved, I don't like it when my streams don't go very well with, like, technical wise. Also, I just get very upset when, or not upset, I just prefer it when my laptop doesn't just shut off in the middle of something important. Or, like, acts like it's I don't know how to put it. I don't know. I'm trying to pick my words very carefully here. Not because I'm worried I'm going to say something's going to get me in trouble. I'm just saying, like, karma. Or, like, it's that kind of thing where, oh, now you said something, now it's going to do it again. So, the only thing open, and I don't even want this open, but I do it just in case Misty calls me, is Google for Google Voice and just that tab. So, this time it can't crash. Or could it? You know, now I just did it. I just said something, so watch it do it. But yeah, overall, pizza was good. Nothing else I can think about it. Just that. Only reason I'm doing this stream right here is so I can finish up, you know, talking about that. And I can do other stuff that isn't just the mukbang aspect. But yeah, this will be like, I don't know. Just in case someone's watching them out of order, the glasses are there just to be, I don't know. They're just on. I just feel bored. Wanted to spice things up a little bit. Let's see. What's some things I can talk about? I don't know. A lot of things have been worrying me recently. So, like, I don't know how to put it. Anxiety-wise, like, I've just been, like... How do I put this? This is not targeting one person. This is actually targeting a few people. You ever known someone for a long time, but then they do something, like, that's completely out of character, and not only is it out of character, but it's straight up, like... How do I put it? Like, completely, like, a 180 of how you know them. I've had several things happen like that recently, and, like, it's just the list keeps getting bigger and bigger, and I'm getting a little bummed out about it. Like, a lot. I'm not going to give any examples out of respect for the people, but still, like, it's just getting a little depressing at this point. Like, I still, like, everyone I'm talking about right now, still we, like, talk and hang out and stuff, but it's just more of, like, or not hang out, we don't, like, physically hang out, like, a lot. So, I mean, like, not that, but just talking to each other over call or whatever. It's so weird. Like, I talked to Misty earlier about it. I'm like, I gave her the examples because obviously I can go in details with her, but and she's not gonna bring up anything. But it's awkward, you know. A lot of the people I hang out with because I really think I know them, and I know they would never do something potentially bad, I guess I would say. Like, I'm not saying this is targeting a specific person. This is actually targeting a few people, and no, I'm not going to give names. And Leon, you're not one of them. I know you're sitting in. But, it's just... I don't know how to put it. I just... And, so, by the way, majority are ones I don't even talk about, like, at all, or even mention on stream. But it's just, like, it's awkward, you know? And all of a sudden, it's happening all at once. It's like it was like 2 weeks ago. I was on stream talking about how much friends are important to me. But yet the universe took that immediately as, okay, now we're going to introduce something about each of them individually. Not each of them, but like I said, they're usually people I don't talk about on stream. But like, we're going to give each of them a really negative quality that is kind of against what, you're all about. But hey, they're still your friend, right? Hey, it's just fine. I'm like, no, that's not good, but like, what the hell, man? Again, this is not targeting a specific person, and if you know what I'm talking, like if you're one of the people I'm talking about, don't assume I'm talking about you right now, because now that's gonna make it sound like I am. But like, there's a specific person that she was messing with me like earlier, and I was like, and like I figured out some stuff. I'm like, whoa, blew my mind. So literally, like, it's just, I don't know. Confused the hell out of me. It wasn't Misty, by the way, but it wasn't like, I don't know. She's a friend from like upstate. Not even upstate, she's like a county over. Also, she's my cousin. I probably shouldn't elaborate on that. But still, like, damn. And like, everything's good. It's just I get worried about some people now, you know? Like, how is it? I can't give examples because I'm trying to like be as vague as possible. I'm not gonna give any examples. I'm gonna drop this now, but it's just like, it really feels sometimes like the universe, whenever you point something out, it likes knowing. Like, if you don't verbally say it, you're fine. But then if you verbally say it, immediately something out there hears you and makes sure it makes it its life goal or just job in general to really hurt it, if not completely destroy or wreck it or tarnish it, just in some way. And I fucking hate that. I've always hated that. It's crushing. It's really soul crushing sometimes. Like, you think you're good, you think you're safe, and then all of a sudden just something comes along and fucks it over, and you just have to sit there and take it like a bitch because there's nothing you can do about it. And I fucking hate that feeling. I do. I feel like this has been both, out of the 2 years, like coronavirus mainly, since coronavirus started, this has been the best year so far. But also, it's been bad in a lot of negative ways. Like, definitely, they stay under the good. Like, they're like, there's less bad, more good. But the bad hits hard. Less bad, but harder. You know what I mean? And it's just not... I don't know. It's not going to be worse, but it's just still don't feel good. I don't know how to put it into words what I'm saying, but like, I feel like if you've experienced the same thing, you get the perfect vibe of what I'm trying to explain here, without me to basically elaborating it. I've never been good with words. A lot of the things I do whenever I'm trying to, like, for example, like, instead of actually talking to some friends, I just send them memes and just jokes occasionally, and then that's the extent I can do, because I just don't. I'm not like dumb, but I just don't know how to. Sometimes I just can't think of a conversation starter, so that's all I do, and that could just be the entire interaction for that like week. It's just like 2 memes and that's it. I'm fine with that. By the way, if my voice sounds weird, pizza was a little hot. Did burn me a little bit on the first bite, so yeah. Anyways, but it's just like, I've never been good in putting into words. I'm very artistic with what I do. So like, for example, one time I didn't put it in, didn't, I was, it was when I graduated. I gave a few friends, like Tucker and Jack, drawings, and another friend from a class of mine. And I can't remember which one. No, I do remember what class. What class was it? I don't know. Anyways, I gave a few people, like I think Alex, that was another one. It was Alex. I just couldn't remember, which I talked about in a previous stream. I think it was something about writing, creative writing. That's what it was. Uh, I gave them some drawings, and I think a few other friends, unique to them, like what I think about when I think of them, and not like super complex things. Like I literally just drew an Attack on Titan character for Tucker and like a cool sword, or something. But and it's not the only thing I think about when I think of them. It's just something I could draw easily and then give to them as like a little, hey, I'm gonna miss you kind of gift kind of thing. So that's kind of what I do. I just don't know how to do things that well. Like Misty's kind of the same way. Not to be offensive to Misty, but I straight up, like, because of how bad the roads are gonna be from the snow. Her dad wasn't really big on like getting the car out there, so I probably was gonna have to walk equivalent like 5 miles. No, I probably wouldn't have, but like that was in the picture of a possibility, and Misty was actually genuinely worried about me, and like it's not that she doesn't like sound worried about me a lot, but she was like, "Do you want to die?" And I was like, "Oh, you're worried about me, huh?" And she started like doing like a little, "No, I don't know what you're talking about," kind of thing, you know. It was kind of cute, but anyways, for example, like whenever she wanted me to listen to some music she was into, she took it one step further, and I actually have the list right over there, and straight up made like a 5-page front and back spiral notebook column list of like every song on every album she owns that she actually enjoys. She left out like very little, and I've had that list for months. I would occasionally put off listening to it because I didn't like searching through it and then putting it into YouTube and uploading it, or and then uploading it, listening to it. Why did I say uploading it? Uploading it to the fucking search bar, more like it, but still, and then just listen to it. I just didn't want to do that hassle. So for our like 4-year anniversary, I went through, and apparently this is like a fucking, I'm not very good at romance, and I explained why in a previous stream, but uh, I went through and put all like over 500 songs from that piece of paper onto a Spotify playlist. And I even had a friend that messaged me and said, "Oh my god, that's so like nice, like Jesus fuck." I think they misinterpreted what I meant. I think they thought I made Misty a Spotify playlist off what I just thought about her, but no, I just exported it because immediately whenever they pulled it up, their first response was, "Is that literally every Linkin Park song?" Which yes it was, because that's Misty's favorite band. It's like the first 30 at least. I don't know how many songs they have directly, but Misty could tell you. But the first like no, probably like 40 songs in there at least. It's just Linkin Park, Linkin Park. So yeah, now I don't have to be like, hey Misty, I don't feel like listening to this because I don't feel like searching through it. I can just hit random shuffle and then hit play, and then I can just be listening from when it goes to like Shine Down to like, what else? Korn, System of a Down, Breaking Benjamin, Linkin Park, Five Finger Death Punch if I haven't said that one already, Avenged Sevenfold if I haven't said that one already, Metallica if I haven't said that one already. Like I'm Seether. Uh, just a lot of bands like that. So that was kind of neat, but I'm not very good at this kind of stuff. So, but I try. I do try. As long as it gets a smile or it makes someone feel better, that's always what my intentions are. I like seeing people happy, because I know what it's like to not be happy. So I immediately go into fix mode. And not because that's just something I enjoy doing, but because I genuinely care about usually the person that I see that's upset. So I always just want to see better for them. Usually, unless it's something like incredibly dumb, and I'm not speaking from like experience or anything on this, I'm just like, unless it's something incredibly dumb, I'm usually on the side of my friend or whoever is like has something going on. Unless it's something like incredibly dumb that happened, I'm usually like, oh hey, yeah, what's up, what's going on? Because sometimes you just need another person in your corner, you know? You just need someone else in the ring to tap out and tap in, you know? That's just something some people need, and I'm always trying glad to be that guy, you know, as long as it's not something like incredibly dumb. Like, oh hey, I'm gonna go jump this guy after work. You want to join me? Like, no. I like being free of charges and stuff. Which no one's tried that, by the way, but like that's an example of something stupid I can just think of off the top of my head. Uh, so like other than stuff like that, like it's something small of like, hey, I kind of told someone off, but now I kind of feel bad for it. I'm gonna be like, okay, well I'm sure you had your reasons and you feel bad about it now, so that's what matters, you know. At the time, you felt like it was right or something, you know, and then just like I'll be more supportive with how I say it than rather, good, you're a fucking moron, you shouldn't have done that. Like I'm not gonna be just a straight up asshole. That's never a good thing to be, especially when someone could. You never know if they have someone else to go to, or if you do know, then you know. But like if you don't, it's just safe to play it off as just, you know what I mean? Or you may not know what I mean. Maybe I'm just a crazy rambler. I started doing that earlier. Tucker ended up calling me about something we were talking about before I went over to Misty's, and I just started randomly ranting about something that was like on topic, but not really at all. And he literally looked at me and went, or well, we were in a call, but he basically stopped and went, "Dude, are you all right?" I'm like, "Yes." I don't know what that was. That happens occasionally. I just randomly just go off and just, excuse me, spiral out of control. It's fun though, but it happens. So I cannot live stream Dead by Daylight easily on my Xbox because of the fact that it lags like hell. But I could also play it while streaming in the background. However, I'd also be focused on that more than talking. I feel like I don't play a lot of games that you gotta hardcore focus on in stream. But the problem with that is these headphones I'm wearing right now. I wouldn't be able to hear the game, which Dead by Daylight is a game you need to hear, by the way. Now, sure, you can play without sound, but there's a lot of audio cues for a lot of killers and survivors. Both sides of the coin need it. Like there's some killer perks that let them make the even not even perks, some just abilities like Doctor that make survivors scream. Sure, it reveals the location for people that I believe are deaf. Also, they just show the location because that's actually where they just are, and the ability marks them. So they're probably not just for deaf people, but it helps. Uh, but also, you know, it's just on the survivor side, you need to hear the audio cues for the killer whenever they use their abilities, because a lot of them have audio cues, and you got to learn how to counter it if they're nearby. Terror radius is a thing. Terror radius is how close they are to you, and as long as they're not running a perk to hide that or lower it, you should be able to hear them approaching, or whatever killer it might be. So unless they're like Wraith or Michael Myers or like Pig, Ghostface, like you're good. I can't think of any more stealth killers off the top. Spirit, Nurse, maybe. If I didn't say those two already. But like, so I actually would be playing that one because I feel like I can definitely talk. I can stay like in a conversation, like just strike up and just start going while playing that. It's just that's the kind of game where like I need gameplay going in the stream because I'd be like panicking and stuff, and then you all have no idea what I'm doing. But if in Trove, I can just quickly explain, oh, a random enemy showed up from the sky and I'm killing them. Or Minecraft, like, oh, there's a creeper nearby. Oops, I just exploded my house. You know, like, but then you get to games like Dead by Daylight where it's like, okay, I'm trying to kill 4 people, or I'm trying to escape this killer. I got the first gen done, third gen. That's just so much stuff going on that you'd want to be able to actually see what I'm doing. Still feel bad I didn't play any of the other like licensed killers because I own all of them currently until the range after drops. I'm really hyped on getting. I mean, no, not hyped. I do actually own all of them. I just like having them. Originally, when I first started playing Dead by Daylight, I was kind of obsessed with getting all the licensed chapters because I was worried, and I was right, by the way, but not with not in mass bulk, that they would remove the licenses apparently, because Tucker told me when I started that the license could be removed in the game, and you can only, if you lose them, you can still play them. Like if they're removed from the game, you can still play them, but they're not going to be like purchasable anymore. I was, or like, I was right with my ambition to buy like every license chapter. It's not because like everything's been mass removed, but the Stranger Things chapter was removed a couple months ago, and I had the characters unlocked, so I'm very happy about that. Did not get the Jonathan Legendary skin or like the Scoops Ahoy outfit. Plus there was a Nancy, like I think the red jacket skin for her I kind of wanted to get, but I never got that sadly, so it kind of sucked. But I still have the characters themselves, so I'm pretty happy about that. I'm also still sad to see Hawkins go. I'm gonna bring this up like I bring up like every time I talk about Dead by Daylight. Still think they should reskin Hawkins as a Trickster recording studio because everyone hated it, but like I don't think anyone wanted it just removed. You know what I mean? It had its ups and downs and some upside downs. Anyways, but for real though, it was just a neat map. Like it fit really well. I feel like while it had again a lot of problems, I can't think of too many bad game experiences I had. Like when I play the game, I think I just play it differently from other people. Like I'm just honestly, I hate to put it like this, but I never see any of the things that people complain about. The only complaint I have is fucking flashlights. I just don't like flashlights. I love Sex Knight. Nice. I also don't like, specifically the, Fortnite. Yep. Hey, it happens, bro. It's autocorrect. Wait. Why would you be autocorrecting that? I don't know. But, anyways, like, oh, that and body blocking. So, flashlights and body blocking. I get way more mad at body blocking because flashlights are an actual mechanic, and I'm like, oh, shit, that kind of sucks, you know? You might get tunneled until you get hooked once after you flashlight me, unless you're on, like, Final Hook, and I know you're on Final Hook, but, like, body blocking is like a sin to me. I fucking hate it. Like if I'm carrying someone to the hook and like 3 people jump on me, I'm like, dude, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Go away. Especially if like the final gates open and then everyone escapes. Because I'm not toxic and I don't run NOED on fucking Pinhead specifically. That's the only one I have problems with it. But I don't run NOED with him. Because I run a much more interesting build, in my opinion. Or I'm probably going to start running it. If I keep getting body blocked, I'm going to hate it. I specifically currently am running, like, Deadlock, I think is one of them, if that's the Pinhead perk I'm thinking of. It's like when you pick up someone, it seals away the generators of the highest progression rate, and people next to it might scream, or they might not scream, it just seals it away, and I'd see its aura. Then I have, like, the Plaything perk hex for Pinhead, which every time a survivor gets hooked, it creates a totem that if no one cleanses, they can't hear my terror radius at all. I also run that on Nemesis, and I love it. But Nemesis has barbecue and chili, NOED, and like Lethal Pursuer, because I like knowing where my survivors are at the beginning of the match. Very good on Huntress, by the way. If you don't run Lethal Pursuer on Huntress, J-A-C, you spell my name? Nice. That do be my full name. Or, well, my first name. I'm excited to see where the sentence goes. More like concerned, actually, but Chad. Nice. I don't know about that, but hey. I don't know if you'd just call what I'm doing right now just Chad vibing energy. Just kind of sitting here just talking about random stuff. I was like looking intently on what you were going to type. I'm just bored. How much Primordial Flame do I have right now? Because that's what I'm doing in the background. Like always. Return to my roots. 444? No, 440, just that. Nice. Nice. Oh, need some water. Be really funny if there's anyone actually like watching the mukbang one that I uploaded. It's not really a mukbang one, like I call it chill stream just like everything else, just the description just says mukbang in it. Be funny if anyone's watching that right now, because I just uploaded it, but I've been noticing they've been getting a little bit of views. I also find it completely like unlikely anyone's joining into a random chill stream on YouTube specifically. Like on Twitch I can see it, but like on YouTube they're like joining a 2-hour video just to see what was talked about. Like unless it's background noise, I see no reason for anyone to do it. I'd be very happy if they did, but at the same time I don't expect a single person to ever watch it, which I'm fine with that. Again, I do it all for fun. So It just works out. It's that kind of thing where I just have nothing else better to do. No one's really up right now, or none of my friends are really up right now, so I can't just go messaging them. I don't want to listen to music because I just have the same like songs on repeat for the past like 3 weeks. Could do Dead by Daylight. I want to get the Leprechaun outfit for Blight that's in the Saw Tome, which is really weird of a place to put it, but hey, I mean, works for me. And also I'm going to play Blight more after getting it, because that's one of the killers I have. I just bought the Artist. Jeez, I keep hiccuping and burping, excuse me. Anyways, as I was saying, though, I just bought the Artist the other day. Now the only killers I'm missing are Trickster, Plague, Spirit, and Legion. And I'm going to get them all eventually. It's just those ones I've just never had big, because I know Spirit's difficult to practice and learn, but she's very good when she's actually like accomplished. Nobody plays Plague. Not dissing you if you do play Plague, but I want to see more Plagues. I do want to see more Plagues. That's what I'm saying here. Not an insult. I want to see more of you. Show up. Like, I see a lot less clowns than Plagues, but still, like, Plagues, we need more Plague mains. Rise up. Legion, I just got Ghostface, who 90% sure Legion's based a little bit on Ghostface. So I kind of just, like, fit that criteria for me. And then, Trickster I just was never a fan of. Did I feel like he was pandering to K-pop fans? A little bit. Do I feel like he's got a little bit of interesting lore? A little bit. Do I think they balance out each other? Those two feelings balance out each other? Not really, but hey, like, I get he's a character. I get he's kind of neat. I don't hate his inclusion, not at all. I will tell you this, at that map, like, he's up there. He's going to be probably the very next killer I grab if that map, the idea that I keep hearing about, is added. Boom, instant like. I mean, he's got some good backstory, like, it's a lot, but it just, I'm noticing a lot of the chapters that are, like, unique game chapters recently, so let's go down the pipeline. Blight, I wasn't really active when Blight came out, so I don't know about that, but, or I just started and it wasn't big in the community then, I was just playing the game, wasn't on, like, Reddit or anything, but, like, Twins, when's the last time you've seen a Twins? I own Twins, I tried playing Twins, I still can't figure it out, but when I do, I'm hoping I can, like, be pretty good. Twin mains rising up, the few of you that are out there, because they keep nerfing them. Continuing, though, that chapter just flopped horribly when it dropped. Still some players of Twins. I have seen a couple, and they're not the worst. I don't hate them. Cool lore. I feel like they had less lore than Trickster in my opinion, or at least less that I looked into for the most part. But they're still neat. Like, I liked it. Really bad on release though. Then after that, it was basically who was after? It was Trickster after Twins, right? I'm talking about a non-licensed one, by the way. I know Resident Evil is somewhere in here. But Trickster, I kind of just didn't play a lot. I just remember being like, okay, what's his power? Oh. And just like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, he's just a guy with a... I mean, I didn't figure out it was a baseball bat for a while, but I couldn't tell what weapon is what it was supposed to be for a bit. Not the worst character. Like I said, I don't think there is really a bad character in the game. It's not my kind of thing. Then after that, it was the Artist, which when she dropped, I remember being really hyped, but I haven't seen anything about her since she dropped. Especially the Survivor. I don't even know the fucker's lore. Like, was he investigating the art? Oh, Michaela dropped in there. I like Michaela's Halloween outfit, and I just think she's kind of neat. I saw like a Pixel Bush video on Michaela and how she's like a fake witch. I don't think that makes me dislike her. I think Pixel Bush, from remembering the video, he was like, "There's a way better person in the tomes that would have been way better for all of Michaela stuff." I still like Michaela, not the worst. I can actually say I liked Michaela's chapter better than Trickster's, just because of how I play, and that's coming from a killer main. But also, I don't own Trickster, but playing against Trickster, I kind of already got the vibe. I don't think it's gonna be the kind of playstyle I want to do. Will I do it eventually? Sure. Not at the start, though. What else is there? So the Artist I just got. I like Mori. I like a lot of things about her, actually. It's just the survivor no one cared about, including me. No offense, I just needed this one perk for the healing, or for the self pickup boon for my build. Which, by the way, guess whose build became literally the most popular build now? And I'm talking about Taps perk for See, I did it before it was cool. I can straight up be a perk hipster. So what I did was I had Tap's Tenacity perk, Metal of Man. No, not Metal of Man. It was Ash's. Fuck, which one is it? It's the perk that lets you do wiggle stuff, recover wiggle to, or recover crawl and recovery speed to wiggle progression, and then builds Unbreakable, I think it is, where he can pick himself up once per match. And then I was gonna get Kate's perk that lets you do the boom, or not the boom boom. That's the new skill check thing for wiggling. But I mean, like, it lets you make wiggle have more effect on killers. However, then Jonah came out, and then he came out with the new one for the boon, which I'm going to replace for self-healing probably soon, because the boon kind of sucks. I can never do it. But continuing on, though, I really, like, because now that's drawing attention to the build, and it's getting nerfed. I think Boil Over for Kate, which I still don't have, actually, is getting reworked to be different because of how the new wiggle system makes it really overpowered. Basically, the build I was already using became an actual fucking mainstream build. And I've been using this build for like 4 months. Definitely whenever the Resident Evil chapter dropped is when I started making it, so I already had the idea to put it on Leon Kennedy, so I was like, yeah, and then it worked, and now I feel like every fucking person in the world now, you know? And also I wish less people would, I wish less people would use it due to the fact that, now the devs are seeing it, and they're like, hey, it's bad, okay? But I also really, it's Boon Exponential. Boon Exponential kinda sucks in practice when I already have 3 other perks combined that do the same thing. And do it more efficiently, because I don't have to be next to a blue totem that doesn't really extend that far in reach. So, however, maybe I'll get it to pop off one day, still have not. But, the healing, I really wish they would not have nerfed the healing totem. And again, I play killer, mainly, and I never encountered survivors that were that annoying with the healing totem. Still got consistent, like, 2 to 3 Ks, and I was enjoying the game. But now, like, they took away, like, a big crutch I was using for Survivor, to play Survivor, because I don't like playing Survivor that much. And now, like, they didn't take it away, but they severely nerfed it. 1, they added skill checks, and 2, they added a penalty to the time. It's not as fast now. I don't like that, personally, being a killer main, even, saying that. Like, I was totally fine with them getting that boost, because I could just find the totem and snuff it out, but apparently I guess some people couldn't do that, or maybe it was just that broken, again, in, like, maybe higher, because I'm playing, like, mid-tier matches. I'm not, like, rank 1 or anything, so, I mean, like, or, sorry, red rank 1, I'm sorry, they changed ranks and made it actually fucking useless now, but continuing on, though, like, I play kind of mid-range matches. I'm in, like, the 10 to 15 area. My lowest ever is 8, by the way, but, on killer. Or no, it might have been 6. I can say with confidence it was at least 8. I know it was, but I don't know about 6. Anyways, I don't know. Like I said, maybe in more experienced gamers, they were able to pop it off way better, so I don't know. But going against it, didn't hate it. Using it, loved it. And I'm sure the tweak isn't that big, but I really like not having skill checks with it. It was just something I was like, finally, we're free of skill checks, when everything now involves skill checks. Literally, killers are the only thing that do not have to do skill checks. But I feel like in the next thing that comes out, they're going to have them. There's no way they're not. For some reason. Cannot shake that. They even made wiggling based around skill checks now. It's a new type where you gotta, like, bob the line back and forth, flip-flopping. God, they just don't stop changing, which, again, change is okay sometimes. And it's optional currently. It's a beta test feature to see if people actually like it, and it's a beta test feature on the actual servers. And it actually gives a shit ton of blood points. It gives like 200k blood points if you test it out 10 times. I'm not big on it though. Maybe not 200k. I don't remember exact, but a decent amount, you know. So I don't know. I just really like the original drop of or the healing boon. I'm noticing I can kind of solve my problem of like with boon exponential if I bring a medkit with me, because like that's like like a big medkit with like two uses at least. That kind of solves my problem, but I feel like I don't know. Because, like, Leon's Prestige 3 and everything, so, I mean, like, I'm good. Prestige 350, so I just gotta keep filling or, like, reloading the Blood Web every time if I really want some new stuff. But, I don't know. Still want Boil Over to actually... Wait, isn't... I've heard recently the Shrine of Secrets is actually, like, perks the most people use in that month or something. Don't quote me on that, because I saw that really recently. So I hope Boil Over actually appears there now, because everyone's fucking using it, apparently, with the literal build I built and described a long time ago. Don't know when I did it, but I definitely did. And it's like, damn it, now they're seeing it. It wasn't even that good, but now I feel like it's just going to be worse. I didn't invent it by any means. Like, I'm sure other people used it, but, like, I just... Literally all I did was I looked at perks that involve wiggling and slugging. Like, the whole thing requires, like, the killer to be slugging. And that isn't always a thing. You're not really going to encounter that in higher rank games. You'll either only encounter it in higher rank games, or you'll only encounter it in newer games where the killers don't know what they're doing. And that's still, like, a 50-50, so, like, I just, like, Captain Obvious, like, no shit, every 60 seconds in Africa on mini passes. Like, that's basically what I just said there, but, like, the mid games, I don't think you're going to really find them in that area. You can find, like, anything's possible, but, like, that's the most I've seen them happen in. And I will say it's mainly, I see them in, lower games where the killer doesn't really know what they're doing. But then again, I've seen, like, really good fucking, like, I remember, like, a Demogorgon one time just demolished everyone back to back, and everyone was just crawling on the ground. I got back up, though, and then another person somehow, jumped off hook, because I think they saved someone, so it was me and them, and then I think three of us escaped that match, but it was a good time. It was a good time. Another thing I want to mention real quick is, I talked with Casey he doesn't really know when he's coming back, but whenever he does eventually come back from the military, he wants to do live streams of, like, D&D and Magic, so we might start doing that. I'm probably pick up like, physical D&D and Magic, so I'm probably going to pick up, like, a GoPro, and we're just going to mount it with, like, a small mount to the ceiling, not with screws or anything. Like, we'll have, like, a microphone stand holding it up above the table, or something similar to that, and then I can edit it all, because I know how to edit now, and I can upload it, and I'm really tempted to do that eventually, you know? I think he's got a specific way he wants to do it, and then I got a specific way I want to do it, but our ideas probably won't clash at all. Like, there's definitely two methods we can go for it. And something I've been wanting to do on live streams is I've been really wanting to do streams for people that aren't just not in our immediate D&D group. Like, everyone who... I think I've probably mentioned this before. Like, everyone who's in Hindering Spirits. And any Hindering Spirits one-shots, I see you, Dish Soap. But for real, though, I just want to do a couple streams of that with people who are newer. Maybe they'll even become, like, a new crew, I don't know, or something like that. Not like a permanent crew, like I still play D&D with the other group, but you know what I mean. And I also had the video idea where I teach people who have no idea how to play either said game, but definitely not going to be the same thing. Like, the people I'm probably going to want to pick for that are definitely not people who are going to come back for another week. Not because they don't want to, probably because they just don't have time, and I might be able to catch them on a day that they don't have to do anything, so that'd be really funny. I did get Isaac interested in playing again. For those of you who don't know, there's a really old video of Casey DMing for me and Isaac, and it was really funny, but we never really got anywhere with that. And after that, he was like, yeah, I played a rogue, I didn't really like it, because we were sitting in the middle of Jack in the Box parking lot at 4 a.m. talking. We do that a lot, by the way. But we went over there, and we were talking, and I basically went, okay, so you basically felt limited by Rogue, which Rogue's not for everyone. Sure, it's a great class, but it was just not his playstyle. He likes being able to just do what he's thinking at the moment. So I'm like, okay, you definitely want something magical because they can do a lot. They have a lot of versatility. Flavor can help anything. And then I thought, okay, what's one of the most flavor-filled classes with magic? Technically all of them, but I'm gonna narrow it down. I know he's very like a think on the spot kind of guy, and then do something about it, make something new out of the situation, or he'll think of a crafty way to fix a situation. I'm like, wait a minute, crafty? What's a crafty class? Artificer. I told him about artificer, and he was like, oh, that actually sounds kind of neat. I might want to try that. And I basically got his idea like pinned on a kobold artificer right now. Because I'm planning to play a lich character where I'm gonna be, or I'm going from level 1 to 20, like actually getting all this stuff for the ritual and stuff. Seeing, it's like a challenge. I just want to see if I can get it done. And I mentioned I'm gonna be hiring kobolds to build like really fucked up dungeons, like insane dungeons to like make sure no one can get loot and treasure and stuff. And he was like, "Oh, yo, I could do that." I'm like, "Oh shit." Because I mentioned the original idea of artificers, but then I mentioned how kobolds are cracked with certain inventions. They're like gnomes, but evil. Or, well, not all kobolds are evil, but you know what I mean. So I was like, yo, I'm down with that. So yeah, that's something he's considering. So I might actually be able to get him on those streams as well with me and Casey. So if I don't think we'll stream those specific like that specific game, but we will be streaming something probably. I still have not gotten anyone like on board for streaming the Untap website, which is for Magic and stuff. I haven't gotten anyone to be able to do that because we can totally get 4 people and do it on there. But it's just no one else, or like no one has the time, or whenever we do play, we haven't played in months. But whenever we do play, there's just no time to get the stream going. No time for me to go, hey, is it okay if I stream? And I don't know, it's just a big complication. But one day maybe. Plus, I'm building literally the deck I have on there in person. However, it's $1,000 deck, so I'm cutting some corners by not getting like Blightsteel Colossus and Mana Crypt. So like I'm basically shorting down to about $80 as a whole. Once I throw some basic lands in there and some commons and stuff, everything will be good. Because I got like the main heavy hitters of it, which I explained in like two streams ago, I think. I don't know. But yeah. Hmm. What else is there to talk about? When me and Isaac do that Jack in the Box thing, because what we do is we go to his house and then we play some Commander for a bit, 1v1ing, which I prefer, 4 people, but it's very rarely I've ever had more than 3 people in a game. One day I want to get some like constant 4-player. I'm fine with 3 people actually. 3 people works, but like my ideal situation is eventually when Casey comes back. Might not even be this fucking year. Who fucking knows? I don't want to jinx anything though. He's gonna come back because him and Isaac live together. Casey's my cousin, and Isaac's just like legitimately my best friend. So, which is really ironic that lined up because he was like, "Hey, that's actually how he met Casey. Isaac met Casey through me because we went to our card game club, and I introduced them. So I guess he has that a little bit to thank for me. But anyways, so they live together because Isaac rents the house or rents. They literally live in the same room. It's just like he pays rent to live there too with Casey, because Casey owns the house, or Casey's parents do, and they gave it to him whenever he graduated because they have another one in Louisiana. But anyways, we go to his house, we play Commander, 1v1. He usually kicks my ass really hard, but that's because my deck is designed to get like 4 turns of like no combat, sitting back, just building some enchantments to make sure I build up something. This is my Xanathar deck I'm talking about, by the way. And then, then after about turn 4, if I got constant land drops and I got some decent, like, enchantments and artifacts, I'm good. But, instead I'm just getting, like, my ass handed to me for the first few turns and I can't recover. So, but with more than one person, or more than 2 people, there's more people on the board to worry about than just me, particularly, Now, you could totally still wipe me out early, but there's actual threats to counterspell with their decks. In mine, I'm just playing, like, Soul Ring, Spectral Searchlight. It's 3 mana, tap it, target player can add 1 mana of any color they choose. So that even can be stack, or not stacks, political. And group hug, which that's how I use it usually. I'm like, hey look, do me a favor. I'm literally not a threat at all right now, so please don't do anything to me, and in return, I can give you 1 extra mana on your turn. And whoever takes that deal, you know. And I also kind of like be like, hey, can you also make sure they don't do anything to me? You don't have to, but just as long as I make one friend, you know, and I can constantly give them that mana long enough for me to just build up my own board. No, that is not my only strategy. I have other ones too, but that's like the easiest one for me to do to make friends quickly at the table. So, but this new one's just going to be immediately get an infect creature out and then be like, okay, I'm just going to stay here and idle until someone does something. Because it's going to be an indestructible. Oh, wait, no, I didn't give it indestructible. Shit. It's the one thing it's missing. Well, nah, the original WinCon idea didn't have indestructible either, so we're good. I can probably give it indestructible with something. You know, like just put a target indestructible counter on, or put target, or give target creature an indestructible counter. Fuck. Anyways, won't be that hard. Because then I'll have an indestructible haste, hexproof, infect, flying with cards that can cause it to regenerate if it somehow does die. Which I do have regenerate in there, so it kinda doesn't even need indestructible. Since I already have the, it's like the specific regeneration I have is like, I think it's like discard a card, regenerate target creature, and I can do that multiple times per turn. Because I have a few artifacts that do it. And I had to do that because I was supplementing a like $15 Blight Dragon, which has both regenerate, flying, and can get haste by paying 1 black. But now I just have like the boots that give hexproof and haste that are 1-drop equip. Or not, they're a 2-drop, but they equip for 1, so like I can just give it the exact same amount and then be done. So like, basically I just make a big infect and just knock someone out of the table. Is that incredibly rude? Yes, that is an incredibly mean thing to do to someone. Especially because I can get my commander out turn 3, which is like a 6-drop. If it's a 6-drop like I'm thinking, there's 3 cards I gotta get to cast my commander out. Swamp, Soul Ring, another land, and then after I get that other land on the field, I immediately, and this is actually turn 2, no, wait, actually I would have to use the other land to play Soul Ring. Okay, so it is turn 3. Then turn 3, tap black, Dark Ritual, 3 black, the mana I need for Mimeoplasm, which I think is a forest and a swamp. So just leave that other land that's up a forest, and then bam, you have enough to play Mimeoplasm turn 3. It's also how I cheat out Xanathar, but I need like Mana Crypt and Soul Ring to do that. And then Dark Ritual, and a black and a blue. Well, actually no, I just need blue. So yeah, and I don't have Mana Crypt in the paper Xanathar version, so that doesn't really happen as fast as it should, but I can still get him out like turn 4 with the same method, because he's also a 6-drop. God, I really feel bad for people who just randomly tune in and just tune out because they're like, what the fuck is he talking about? It's fine. Like I said, I just do these things. They're not really therapy, but like I get what's on my mind just out and about, you know, and it's healthy. It's like, I don't know. I feel like it helps a little bit for the most part. I can't tell if it's the light or if it's the sunglasses, but my eyes are starting to be a little strained, so I'm considering doing something about that, but I'm afraid if it's the light, I'm afraid of taking the sunglasses off, because then they're gonna hurt twice as much. But if it's the sunglasses, then, I don't know. I feel like the same thing would happen, because then there would be more light hitting me, and then I'd be like, it'd just hurt my eyes real quick, it'd be like a fucking flashbang. Not really a flashbang, but you know what I mean? It'd be like a bright, just like, blast. For a second, I need to like adjust my eyes for a minute. I want to say it here because I'm not going to say it anywhere else. Due to unforeseen circumstances, it might be again a little longer for the Hindering Spirit streams to come out. Few things happen, nothing major, but I'll definitely be talking about it on stream if anything changes. For now, though, don't see it happening like within a week, personally, because of, again, issues that have arisen, but it's nothing big. We'll figure it out, and then after that, and it's nothing to do with like me. I'm not the one postponing it. Just a lot of the players have a lot of things going on that are just keeping them busy, keeping them distracted. So we'll just have to see about that. It's not like I'm on a big deadline anyways. There's no one being like, hey, publish the next episode. We're waiting. So like we're good. There's nothing. Everything's going fine. And you don't have to worry about anyone, like, no one is, like, dying actively, so we're good. Like, these are just people just want to still take a little bit longer of a break or do something else. Like, for example, Ethan's got a job he never knows if he's going to get called into or not. Or not called into, but, like, he never knows the schedule till the week of. So, like, we have a hard time planning for, like, the future days. Because, sure, he'll be off at 9:30. It's just a matter of, is he going to feel okay after that? Which we didn't last time because he wasn't feeling okay, and we totally would have done it if we had 3 people. However, I believe Ethan had to cancel and Jack had to cancel. I'm not sure why Jack had to cancel, but it's not, it don't matter. If something comes up, something comes up. But Ethan had to cancel due to work, and he wasn't feeling good. He actually caught a cold or something, and it's not coronavirus. He took a test. It's not, and he passed. Then Jack had something come up. I'm not sure what, but like I said, probably not a big deal. I mean, well, probably a big deal. I'm not gonna, like, if, like, something important happened, I mean, like, I feel bad, but I mean, like, nothing's been brought up, so I'm gonna assume everything went over completely fine, and he's active in chat, so I don't think anything too bad happened. But anyways, continuing on. So it was just like, okay, we're literally only gonna have Alex and Leon. Not that they're a bad group, but, like, we need at least one of those two, like Jack or Ethan, there to, like, kind of, and not, we don't need, like, I actually would be totally down for a Leon and Alex only session, but, like, I definitely feel like Alex and Leon specifically would probably prefer having at least one other person there, and I believe I actually heard them say that, but I'm not sure I heard one of them say that. Or one of them can, if they confirm or deny this and they ever see this, leave it in the comments, or if you're somehow in the live chat, say it here. I don't like putting words in other people's mouths that they didn't say, so. But yeah, so we're just going to be waiting a little bit, just a little longer. It'll be made. Like I said, all they're doing is checking out Mind Flayers. There's, like, and this is literally the DM saying, like, there's no special spoilers or cover-ups or anything, or, like, special surprises for this one, and I'm only being blunt because of how long we've been waiting for it. They're literally just investigating Mind Flayers and anything else they would like to do during it, because I don't think they have any ideas specifically. So after they investigate the Mind Flayers, I mean, there'll be something, obviously, like, I'm just not going to leave them there, but we're going to probably end the session there, and then I'm going to think of if there's anything else I need to add for the next week, because, or whenever we do it again, because, like, it's not over, but, like, it's totally out of place after we get rid of those Mind Flayers, after, like, Alistair and Venra get their own thing with trying to go get Nethril, I believe is what they want to do, but we'll see how that goes. Because after that, like, I totally could end it there. Am I probably gonna? No. I mean, I don't ever want to just say it's done, but at the same time, like, it might be time for something new. Like, we totally could play that campaign for 100 more years if we wanted to, but it's just, like, I think it's run its course at this point. It's just good to leave it as it was. It's just a relic of the past. Once I get all this stuff done, and then I'm going to be running, because I'm already started on what they're calling the campaign 3, so, which again will not be live streamed, but hey, I mean, that's fine, because they prefer to have more, like, private sessions and stuff, and it works. Like, I already got, like, there's like 7 things I have to focus on, and I've gotten 2 of the 7 done already, so, and then I have to elaborate a little more on a few of them if they ever want to get, basically the third campaign's written in a way where there's an actual visible end, instead of Hindering Spirits, where it's just like, hey, you know, it's tomorrow, let's do something, you know. There's an actual end goal in sight, but it's definitely written in a way to where that it can be continued if they want. Like, it's just not going to immediately end right there. So it's kind of weird. I don't know. It's kind of like a we will see how they feel at the end of it all. Which I can almost guarantee it's probably going to be, unless something goes horrendously wrong, it's probably going to be like oh yeah, we're totally down for continuing, but I don't know. Who knows if they'll even reach level 20, because I usually start them off at, like, level 1. And that's like a one-shot where they have started out higher before, but, like, very rarely, actually, will that happen. In fact, actually, I don't think, sorry, yawned. I don't think there's ever been a campaign that ever ran, like, a straight-up campaign where they did not start at level 1, and I don't think ever will. It's a nice thing to say, hey, I beat a campaign from 1 to 20 over the course of a few years or months. I feel like that's a wonderful thing to be able to say. I've never had that experience myself, but actually, no, I'm kind of doing that right now with a group at the Oracle Game Store. But, like, we're not done with it yet. But even then, like, the visible end is probably near eventually, but it's fine. We basically just run through modules whenever they come out, and it's just like, if we don't think about it too much, our characters just show up and do it. Also, Casey brought up something very interesting that I don't remember, but I can totally see being a thing. Apparently, Jack Bacharach, who I've explained in previous streams, is a character in the D&D games I run, and also my player character. It's a self-insert, but not an annoying one, and literally all of my players say he's not annoying, which is something I'm very careful about. I don't ever want to be annoying with it. But apparently, he's not that bad of a self-insert, and it's actually kind of comedical, and they actually enjoy it when he shows up. So, and anyways, apparently Casey brought up that the first time I played him, it was 3.5 edition, or that, like, 3.5 edition of D&D. I did not know that. From memory, I thought it was 5th. However, I remember playing Kuru, my Frost Demon, which is just Frieza's race from Dragon Ball. I said Dungeons & Dragons. I remember playing him in 5th edition, or 3.5 edition, but I didn't remember that Jack Bacharach was 3.5 edition for the beginning of it all, which I find very interesting. Because immediately, I always ran 5th edition after that. I don't know why. I don't at all, actually. Like, I think, now actually I'm remembering, like, whenever I became DM, a lot of people were asking what version I'm running, 3.5 or 5th, and I was like, 5th, I feel like it's more streamlined and easier. But I very vaguely remember playing 3.5 as Kuru, but not Jack Bacharach. I remember playing Jack Bacharach very well, actually, but I don't remember it being 3.5. But then again, I do. It's kind of like a gaslighting thing. Like, I'm starting to form memories that I don't know actually are there or not, or I'm just trying to piece together something to make it look like I definitely remember doing it. Because I know Casey wouldn't lie. But also I'm starting to think, is he really, does he actually remember if it was that or not? Because, again, I feel like it, but at the same time now I'm starting to get memories of, like, where people are going, are you running 3.5 or 5th edition, you know? And the only reason they know about the two different editions is because, and these were all newer players, is because they played a little bit of Casey's as well. Because Casey was also teaching them, and then Casey had to graduate, so it was literally, I was the only dungeon master. I would literally beg people to show me dungeon master, because I had a table of like 8 people. Sometimes, like, it got up to like 9. It got tough, but I did it. So I think I explained in a previous stream where I go over what they call campaign 1 and a few other campaigns I've done. So will I be recapping 3? Hell yeah, I'll be definitely, like, I'm just thinking of, like, things in my head. No one put that in chat. I said that as I was just reading it out, but, like, I will definitely be recapping whatever they do in 3 on stream, or, like, minus anything, like, super negative, because, like, it's definitely, like, a lot of the campaigns are connected in some way, and I will be going over that, and I eventually have to do the Dragon Ball campaign on stream as well, but definitely not for a bit. I'm waiting till they progress a little further. But I will definitely be, like, informing everyone of, like, certain things of it. You know what I mean? I just enjoy doing that. I don't know what about it. I just do. It's just generally streaming it makes people feel like they're limited on some, like, they're not gonna, like, be murder hobos, but I definitely feel like it can be a little bit pressuring. Like, you gotta be able to watch what you're doing to make sure nothing, like no one's trying, like, some people like watching how more often they curse, some people like what, like, and they're not saying anything that can get banned, it's just like they don't want to over fucking do it. So I want everyone to be comfortable, everyone to be okay with what they're doing, so, like, I'm gonna definitely chill out on the live streams. Now, will I still do live stream D&D? Yeah, I just mentioned Casey, and I want to start doing something with it, and I also have other ideas for different kinds. But, like, after Enduring Spirits, I don't even know if that group will get more. Like, some people from it, like, yeah, but, like, I don't know if anyone's gonna be down for it. Like I said, the only time I speak to Haven at this point, not because we don't, like, they're off doing their own thing. It's literally whenever I called them up and said, hey, like, Tucker got a hold of them because they go to school together and was like, hey, Jackson wants to do another Hindering Spirit session for us, and then they showed up and was like, cool. Not to trash Haven, by the way. I want to make that very clear. Haven's a wonderful person. But I was just like, that's just an example of, like, it can be done. We just need to get the last little bit of things solved, and then when that's done, we can just never record another episode and say it's technically still ongoing, but at the same time, nothing new's ever. It's not on hiatus, but at the same time, it's lifted up. It's kind of like what Hunter x Hunter did. Remember, I explained why I call it Hunter x Hunter in a previous stream. If you don't, I'm not making the same joke again. I made a joke about it being on hiatus, basically. Anyways, it's like that. It's in a spot where if more content is produced for it, they can pick it up from the anime, but also the anime is left at a point where they can be completely done. Because there is a few more chapters in the manga, but they stop eventually, and then it's just left at a weird part. But the anime leaves it at a part where they can technically just end the anime there. And they did, unless something new stuff's come out. That stuff's over. That's kind of the thing I'm going to do with Hindering Spirits. Like, yeah, hope for the future that things could happen, but, like, the odds of that are very low. Why do I think that? Good news, scheduling conflicts have never been a problem for me playing D&D. We literally, like, had a summer where we played it every night. That was campaign 1, but or what they call campaign 1. Again, I'm never really big a fan on numbering them. However, I don't know. Anyways, they've had scheduling problems were never really a thing. They started being a thing recently, but it's like it's the first time they've ever been a problem, so they're not even that big of a deal. So like I'm just like, while I'm not used to them, it's like, oh, this is such a minor thing. This does not happen often, you know. Because like I said, when I did need to get in contact with Haven and Tucker, I'm in contact with Tucker like every day. But I mean, like Haven specifically, I got into contact immediately, and they were immediately down too. So like, but I don't want to overdo that and be like, okay, now we're going back into a weekly schedule, whatever you started doing on Saturdays since the months and months it's been over. I need you again. I'm not gonna do that to them. I'm gonna be like finishing up a few things and then just doing that. It's not like a hiatus. Like it's very clear it's over, but also can be continued at any time. It's like meh, you know what I mean? And then at that point, if anyone happens to comment that nothing was resolved, they'll just be like, look, this is how it would have been resolved. The end. Like, I'll even ask the group, be like, how would you have handled this, and see what they would have came up with, and just comment on that and be like, this is what they said they would have done. So. Oh, and then Alistair has a weird condition with his body that he's got to fix. Or some sort of weird growth that's happening, so after that, we'll figure it out. My controller's doing that thing where it, if I hit forward, it, like, what's it called? Slows me down for no reason at all. It's like a dead zone where it just slows me the fuck down. Again, this is something I explained in a previous stream because it was happening while I was on said stream, but it's just annoying as hell. Let's see, how long have we been going for? An hour? Not a lot, but considering I also streamed before this, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. I'm starting to get a headache because whatever is going on with my eyes. I'm going to take these glasses off, get some rest. Probably, these glasses are not going to be a recurring thing a lot, but hey, who knows, maybe occasionally. But I'm going to get going. I'm going to go to bed probably soon. I'm tired. It do be 1:30 a.m. in the morning. And I'm going to get snowed in, so there might be a lot of content. I might stream Amnesia or Skyrim or Gmod or something tomorrow. I've been wanting to do some Gmod horror maps with a couple friends, but like, my buddy Leo kind is a pansy. No offense to Leo, but he flat out says he's a pansy. Like, he will not. We were testing a couple things, ideas for doing some Gmod stuff, and he straight up would not do it. He chickened out. And I believe it was just FNAF Nextbots running through the big maze map, and he would not get in the maze under any circumstances. In fact, he would not touch the ground. He would always be flying over the map at least 10 feet off the ground to where they can't reach him. So, definitely still got to find someone to do that with. I think Ethan is Gmod, but he's just not big on it. Well, he doesn't play a lot of Source games. He's also playing new Pokemon Arceus game. That and just... What else? There's something else I was going to mention. But yeah, that's mainly where his attention's at right now. And then, like, I don't think Leon has Gmod. Tucker doesn't have it. Wait, no, Leon might have it. I don't know. I think Alex might have it too, but I don't know. Either way, I can find someone. I might get Dylan. If so, those of you who don't know, I have a friend named Dylan who used to have, or no, still has, probably has a computer that can run Gmod, and we've actually done a horror map before on my YouTube channel. And he's a good buddy of mine. I haven't talked to him in a while, ever since we graduated, but definitely a good friend. Like, we had one phone call since then where we literally was just like, hey, we have not talked, what's going on? But I might be able to go, what the fuck? Oh, it's because I scratched my leg. I just saw I scratched my leg, and then I looked over and I saw my computer like black, but it's my hand blocking the sunlight. No, that thing is basically a sunlight. But as I was saying, I might call him, see what he's doing, see if he's up to anything. But yeah, live streaming Skyrim, Gmod. There was something else I was going to mention too, besides Amnesia and that. Oh yeah, me, Isaac, Leon, and Ethan, Pixelmon. That's something we're considering live streaming as well. However, here's how I did it. I pitched the idea to Isaac. He said he's down, and then I immediately pitched the idea to Ethan and Leon, and they said, "Oh, totally, we can do it like with 4 people." But I don't know if Isaac's big on having the other two. Not because he doesn't like the other two, just because he does. I don't know if he just wanted it to be like 2 people, me and him. I could probably even get Shaman on it too, and very unlikely, but Tucker and Leo as well. The reason why I say Tucker and Leo is a maybe option, Tucker has a problem with rendering it occasionally and running the game. His PC is very pick and choose on what what it lets him run. Some mods don't work, sometimes Minecraft don't even work, and then Leo just cannot run that. Sorry, Leo. By the way, I know he doesn't like it when I do this, because I technically haven't confirmed or denied it, but Leo and Dish Soap are the same person. Straight up. Dish Soap from the Hindering Spirit stuff. Same person. When I sorry, Leo, but like I just want to get that clear because I keep saying your name and like I do it by slip up and like it's not like it's out of the bag at this point. Like, sorry. I had one friend who we're chill now, like years later, but at the time he got really mad that I said his like real life first name in a server while we were in a voice call with like a few people. Like, he got genuinely pissed at me about it, and I was like, dude, I didn't know. Like, I said it once. I didn't know we were not supposed to be saying that, because, like, my username is literally JackTackMLP, and my name is Jackson. Like, I'm not hiding anything. But, I don't realize some people like having that anonymity? You know what I'm trying to say. I don't know what the word is. Like, I just didn't never really realize that. I don't really get it. But, it's fine. It's fine. Like, I respect their decision. I'm not going to actively do it intentionally. But Leo, like, at this point, I slipped out your name so many times on stream, like, it's not even, like, a secret anymore. Like, if anyone's made it this far in the video, they either don't care, or they just, like, it's not going to matter how to, like, at the end of the day. Your name, it's not I'm saying your name doesn't matter, but I'm saying, like, no one's going to care if they made it this far, specifically. Like, the fact that it is not said is a bigger deal than it being said, I feel like. Bringing more attention to it not being said. But yeah, thinking about doing some stuff with Pixelmon, because literally everyone was down for that idea, so. Who knows, maybe we'll have 2 different streams going. No clue. Maybe Tasmanian Tiger. Unlike Resident Evil 4, I did wait until I got new headset to like progress that game. So, have I loaded it up since I got the headset? Before I got the new headset, I mean. Yes. Have I played it? No. One day I'm gonna Steam Achievement 100% that game. One day. Am I gonna do it on stream? No, because it's gonna take a lot of time and effort and grinding and going back and getting stuff I missed. But I will do it. That is a goal of mine. It's a bucket list goal of mine. I have a very strange bucket list. Strange but true. On my bucket list is outlive literally all of my friends, which is a very morbid, like, not morbid, but, like, sad thought to think about it, because it's kind of like dying alone, basically, but at the same time, like, I don't like that humans die. I've never been big on that in general. Ideally, I would not die, preferably, if you catch what I'm saying, so, that's why I'm, like, saying, like, okay, so I know for a fact YouTube can demonetize the word of self not existing. that's why I always tell people, if that ever happens to me, definitely investigate it. The chances of me actually doing that to myself are incredibly low. Like, not happening. Sure, have I, like, everyone has had, like, depressive episodes where that could have been possible, like, the thought of it. But, like, definitely, definitely, uh, like, it's on film. I'm saying it. Definitely investigate it, especially if I was, like, saying some iffy things at the time to pit. That hit so many times in history of, like, we've seen, like, oh, this person just revealed a big secret about the CIA. They're dead now. You know, self-inflicted 37 gunshots to the head. You know, like, not that specific, but some of them get pretty, you know, in-depth. That's so fucked. I hate it. I've always hated that. That is the darkest, one of the darkest ways to die, in my opinion, like, next to, like, lobotomy. And, like, staying alive after that. That is the most fucked up way to just be, like, I hate it. I hate silencing. That's what I'm saying. Like, God, that is so fucked. Like, if it's obvious I did it, yeah, sure, like, case closed. I'm not going to do it, by the way. I want to make this very clear. I'm a very happy person, and I have friends who have helped me through all of my depression episodes. They didn't really know I was having a depressive episode, but they sure as hell helped with it. So, like, I'm not saying I'm going to ever do that, but I'm saying, like, definitely investigate if anything ever happens like that. Because that is the darkest way, in my opinion, is that people don't know. Or they do know. I'd rather them do know and have closure than not. But also, like, those people in their final fucking moments are like, what the fuck, man? That's so dark. It's so fucking dark. I hate it. God, I gotta get off this topic. Do not know how we went to that turn. Really don't. I cannot even remember how we got there in this conversation, but, anyways. What else is there to talk about now? Yeah, there's a lot of games I'm wanting to stream. Oh, we talked about Bucket List after I mentioned Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, which apparently just had its 20-year anniversary, so that's nice. I think I said that wrong, but it's fine. We're going to continue to act like nothing happened. But they had their 20th anniversary, and that's kind of neat in my opinion. I really want to get that game finished, because I have one episode of it. And I need to, like, do things, because I've beaten that game at least twice in my life, but it's like I've never, like, it's like I know the levels in and out at this point. Like, not every little secret, but I know the basic layout of each level. The other day I tried building one of two maps in Minecraft, in our Minecraft realm. Buried from Black Ops 2 Zombies, which I was actually going to think about doing underground, but I went against it when I got some of the materials, and we don't have acacia, so couldn't build a western town. And then Armadillo from Red Dead Redemption 1, which is also another western town, but that one's above ground. Instead, I literally just built a small dock with the room for one boat and then just logged off. I also built, like, a Herobrine totem that definitely is not anything at all lit. But the other thing I was going to do with it is I'm kind of wondering, because there's easy ways to get lightning to strike that thing now, with, like, lightning rods and stuff. I'm considering trying it to see if anything happens, because, like, there's no way it would, and I'm sure someone else has tried that already. But it'd be cool. It'd be really scary if, like, someone, or not really scary, but I feel like someone would be whizzed out if they know anything about the structure. It's like 9 gold blocks, a piece of netherrack on top, and 4 redstone torches, and then light the netherrack. Then there's the other method where it's 2 pieces of gold stacked on top of each other, a piece of netherrack, and then a piece of netherrack, and light the top. Except with the mod that came out with it, the first piece of netherrack that's on top of the gold has it's like a totem, a specific block that has his face on it that his eyes turn red when the lightning strikes it. That lets him in your world. Yeah, so it's complicated. Summoning him, summoning him, because ideally he's not real, but Mojang likes to fuck with that, or they used to. It's very much clear he's not real anymore, but, like, I don't know. It'd be neat if they like, they don't even have any more references to him anymore. Like, it's definitely after, like, I'm noticing after, like, Notch left, nothing left about Herobrine for the most part. That makes me sad. Like, there's very little anything about him. He definitely helped grow that game a lot. With, like, kids looking up creepypastas, like, fucking Herobrine shows up at my room at 1 a.m. Now it's just fucking Among Us pops in, calls me or calling me Among Us imposter or whatever. It's fucking really dumb. And there's, like, J-Station, who, like, said his girlfriend died, then called his like, girlfriend who definitely did not die. And then, you know, she's alive. So, at the time, it totally looked like he was just trying to make money off his dead girlfriend, which, again, I don't think she was actually dead, so... How do those things get views? Like, how? I really don't get it. Like, fuck. I'm really rethinking some of the content I make. Not because, I mean, like, I would, like, start getting a few views. Like, you know how easy it would be to actually just get paid for what I'm doing right now? Not even kidding. Like, it'd make my life so much easier just be making money and doing something I already do constantly. But, hey, I don't really think that's ever going to probably happen. Not to be rude about it. Like, I don't expect to go anywhere ever. Would I like to? Sure, yeah, I totally would. But, like, I don't expect the channel to actually just have, like, a massive spike growth. Like, I can't get past 312 subscribers. No, 11. It just keeps going back down to 10, then 9, then jumps up to 11, then goes back down to 10 for, like, a week, and then jumps back up to 11. And am I fine with this? Yes, because, like I said, I don't do it for subscribers, but it's just weird seeing that stagnant area, because, like, someone's showing up, but then someone's leaving. So what can I do that can draw in more people to stay, hopefully, you know, and maybe find something they enjoyed. Maybe I should do another Minecraft mod review. Do I know it, Ron? No. Also, I went back and looked at my Doctor Who mod, like, Hardcore Survival. Has, like, 70 views, I think? It's 70 to 40, or 40 to 70, I just don't remember how much. It has a lot on the first episode, and something that, like, 30 on the last, so, like, people stuck around for that. I need to do more stuff like that, I feel. That, I don't need to, but, like, sure, I do like it when people watch the things I produce, and it's easy to produce. It's not like I'm having to go through a super... Like, I wouldn't have done the series if it was a hard thing to produce, so... If I can do something that I enjoy doing, and I know it gets views, I'm fine with doing that, personally. I really am. I don't have any problem doing that, and I think it's something neat to build off the idea on. While I still do the stuff that I just like doing anyways that doesn't get any views, hell yeah, but, you know... Seeing some growth would be nice. It's not required. I can be just like this until the day I die, which preferably be at least 80 years in the future. And yes, I'm already almost 20, so that is 100. I want to make it to 100. I really do. Unless some sort of terrible life event happens that, like, fucks over all of humanity again. Again. Which, you know, that thing where it's like, I said it now, so it probably will. Sorry, Earth. But, anyways, I definitely want to try living to 100. Ideally, I want 2 kids, a boy and a girl, probably born around the same time. Then just enjoy the rest of my life. Obviously, preferably with Misty, you know, the girlfriend I've had for almost 5 years. You know, and going on strong. But, like, it's just, that's what I want to do. It's just live out a happy, normal, peaceful, little, quiet life. And just enjoy myself. And however I gotta achieve that, I'm gonna try doing that. But because it never has taken a lot to, like, make me happy, and I've been enjoying that. But ideally, that's where I want to see myself when I'm older. Old, healthy, old, by the way. You know, like, good memory, which I'm very worried that, due to my mother's past issues, she has developed. See, there's 2 things. My father got gray hair when he was younger, due to a few issues, such as drug use. I will be blatantly honest. Not that I don't like the guy, but I'm going to be honest. So I don't know if gray hair is a common thing, young. I know I get silver hair a lot when I'm stressed. But, I'll get, like, at least 8 if something really bad happens with my anxiety. I get the anxiety from my mother. I don't know how bad. It most reaches. I know I used to be able to, like, it really, like, gets my heart racing, and I can't fucking think straight or see straight sometimes with some of the minorest things. So I don't know what I'm actually going to get long term, because she has a bad thing where at this point, where there's memory issues at this point, and I'm very worried I'm going to end up like that in the future, and that's a nightmare for me. It's not knowing, but knowing it's definitely a big possibility. It's kind of like, think of it like this. Just think about, hey, you don't have cancer. If you do, I'm sorry, but if you don't, in this analogy, you don't have cancer. But cancer can strike any time at random, and you know it can. Okay? So now, not only that, but then you got to worry about dementia, Alzheimer's, just regression in general of just mental. Like, it's just not stuff that's gonna be good. Like, and it all can be like hit like just speeding down quicker, just the mental capacity and everything. If alcohol, drugs, or anything's involved, or if you have too many like anxiety episodes, it slowly gets worse and worse and worse. If the stress can kill, stress can kill more than you. Stress can kill your entire fucking nervous system with memory. You know, or I don't know if nervous system with memory, but you know what I mean. Like, that can happen to me. I feel. I don't know though, because this isn't just like a thing. Hell, I've even had to watch what I eat recently and drink, because it turns out my mother just got fucking diabetes from drinking too much soda and eating too much snack cakes. So, like, I'm just always having to worry because I don't know medical history. I don't know background history, you know? I even had, I don't know if I even mentioned this on stream, but when I was younger, I had something completely come out of left field, and this is going to get, by the way, okay, I don't like doing trigger warnings, because I feel like if you wouldn't be watching this, if you could get triggered easily like that, but, like, I'm going to go ahead and give a gross out warning for, I'm going to be talking about human testicles, so, specifically mine, but, so if you don't want to hear about that, click off now, fast forward now. Whenever I do this symbol, I'll hold it up for like 10 seconds. This is not the, I'm not doing this for the white power symbol, by the way. I know it is. It's just an OK symbol. That's what I mean to use it by right now, so no one else fucking bring it up. No, like, no one's brought it up, but, like, no one bring it up. I'm not doing it for white power. So I'll do that symbol when I'm done. And I'll hold it up for a couple seconds so you can see, like, on YouTube, you can scroll through it. Or you can just mute me on Twitch, or mute the Twitch thing, and then just come back if for some reason you're on there and you are doing it. But for those of you who stayed, I had, in middle school, a testicular torsion twisting problem, to where they would twist up if I did anything athletic at all. So I had to sit out for PE for, like, the equivalent of, like, 1.5 years of PE for school, and I still got the credit because they physically just, I physically couldn't do it, and that's, I need the credits to, like, continue on, so they're like, here, yeah, you can have it, and we can't take that away from you due to physical abilities, because it's, like, an all-inclusive kind of thing, which I'm thankful for, obviously. But when they opened it up, because they wanted to, they glued the testicle itself to the scrotum, or the nutsack specifically. Is it called the scrotum? I don't know. Anyways, they glued both to the bottom so they'd stop twisting, to which, when they did x-rays and stuff to figure out how they would have to do that, they found potentially cancerous spots, growths growing on there that they had to cut out, or, like, slice off before anything happened. Technically did not have cancer, but at the same time, this close to having. If it would have, they said it definitely would have been if it would have continued. Like, the doctor looked at me and said that with, like, certainty, so I trust the doctor, you know? However, they didn't tell me about that part till after they removed that specific spot, like those tiny specific spots. I still have the whole of both. Like I said, they were just additional access growths that they did. I had a small friend group of mine call me Half Nut for a bit. Not derogatorily, like, I just wasn't explaining how they did the surgery well. Like I said, I still have both. They think SpongeBob. It's normal size and fully functional. That's what matters. I'm gonna get off that part now, but, like, that's what it is. Everything's good. But the doctor literally looked at me and said, if we would not have gotten this, you're lucky that you had the twisting, because if not, this would have become way worse, and you might not even have any afterwards, because, you know, how do you fix cancer? Snip, snip. Usually, unless you want to just radiate things, and I don't want, you know, there's a whole South Park episode on why you should not do that to that specific area. But anyways, for the people that are muted, you're good now. You're good now. Sorry. But yeah, you're good. I'm gonna put it down now because that's a little dumb. Not really dumb, but like it's just a signal. But like, yeah, that's something I had. Do I claim I'm a cancer survivor? No, but like, and for those of you who didn't listen and probably want to go back, like that's what I'm touching upon. Like I had, like the doctor looked at me, said that would have became that if it wouldn't have been fixed. So TLDR, not a eunuch, have both. Potential cancer spots cut out because they twisted, which alone could be enough. Yeah, so that's all. I just don't think I've ever really brought that up on stream that happened. That's the only big surgery I've ever had. Besides, there's two other ones I've had. If you count teeth removal or teeth extraction, I've had two teeth removed. One up here, one down here. They're like polar opposites of each other. But like I think one of them is in front of the other. And this one broke when I was 7. Just out of the blue, I woke up, it broke. Did not hurt until I was like 14, to which it swelled up my jaw. I think I did talk about this. I talked about how it swelled up my jaw, and I had to like pop. I only managed to pop up the swelling once, and the blood. Oh my god, the amount of blood. And then the one up here started to do something similar to that, but the other surgery was an ingrown toenail on I believe it was my left foot on the big toe on the right side. I just woke up one day to a burning feeling. I touched on the side of it, and it just hurt. Like the blanket even moving could hurt it. So eventually, it just got to where I had to wear like house slippers around. I even had to wear house slippers to school, like the doctor said I could. Or no, I went directly to the nurse and said, "Hey, I need to do this." And again, I mentioned in the past that nurse was a fucking angel and a godsend. But because that was one of like 2 major health problems I was going on. TLDR for the second one, I have enlarged colon, and I've always had it since birth, and I never really grown into it that well. If you don't know what that is, Google. I'm not describing. It's annoying. I'm not proud of it, and I get incredibly embarrassed by it. Anyways. What was I going on about? Oh yeah, the ingrown toenail. So it was a triangle, just a very sharp, jagged triangle that literally almost like it was about halfway. No, it was more than halfway. It was over halfway to about piercing through the other side, and it was just a triangle. It was about here. Let me get camera size. It was about that long. Like it was a decent amount to where the doctors gave me about 3 needles of like numbing medicine in that area to numb it. They did not work. I feel very bad that I did this, obviously, but I was screaming a lot. It hurt. That is like the most pain I've ever felt physically. Next to the testicle torsion I mentioned before, but like, how'd I put it? Yeah, like literally when the doctors talked about the potential cancer growths, they were like, usually kids don't feel it. Like some of the doctors didn't realize I was in for the other thing, and that's how we caught it. They're like, usually kids don't feel it. You're incredibly lucky. I'm like, ugh, or people in general who have it. But as I was saying though, off that subject, so I was screaming very badly when that ingrown toenail was removed. Just the amount of pain it was to even go in the area was like, the needles were nothing by comparison. It wasn't infected or anything. It just hurt so bad. I got it removed. I walked out, and just had to wear slippers for like the next 2 days while the hole closed up. Oh my god. But I think I had one more experience like that. Hold on, what was the other one? No, that was it. I was going to mention the other times that there was one time I had to go to the hospital because I was eating a grape when I was younger. I shut my eyes and it went in my nose, and I tried getting out and went up there, so they had to use a sucker thing on the wall to suck it out. I guess everyone forgot tweezers were a thing? Because now looking back at the story, every time I tell it, like, no one remembers tweezers exist. I just recently, like, within a month, I'm 19, was like, wait, why didn't we just grab tweezers? But, yeah, so continuing, though, the only other time I've felt really bad pain, it's the same situation twice, but 2 different times. One time I had a really bad ear, it's both the ears. That's why I always wear the sock cap if you ever see me in public, which, wait, no one's going to see me in public. If I ever live stream in public, and it's cold out, you'll see me wearing this probably for protecting my ears, because ear infections for me are literally super painful. The toenail, way more painful, but still, like, very bad. And so not only did I have a really bad ear infection when I was younger, and they can still happen, going in planes, I refuse to fly in an airplane. I'm not. I going to see another country is not that important to me to fly in an airplane. I will refuse. I've always refused. As I've gotten older, like, I cannot do it. It hurts so bad when we're landing, mainly. When we're about to land, just the decompressioning of the cabin or whatever it is hurts my ears so bad. They don't pop, they just pain. And I hate to be that guy, but I was at least twice on 2 different flights. I was that crying kid on the plane. And I feel very bad for it. I really didn't. I knew it was the wrong thing to do. I knew crying, like, really loudly wasn't a good thing to do, but I was very much like, like, the entire time we were landing, and I still feel bad for it, but, like, I couldn't help it. That was, like, my mother says that she believes they bled. I didn't see any, but from what she says, they flat out bled. So, like, I have reasons to be, like, upset about that, like, well, during it, I mean. Like, even now, I'm starting to feel, like, I remember even when we were driving to Florida, but we ended up going through, like, some mountains, or, like, a really big, like, hill or something, and going through that, straight up, like, my ears were hurting, just from that alone, because just, like, elevation and stuff, because that's how it works. We ended up figuring out gum helps with that, so if you ever have problems on an airplane with chewing, or not chewing, if you ever have problems on an airplane with your ears, chew gum. It doesn't solve the problem, not at all, but it does help. It definitely helps more than, because I was a pussy with pain when I was younger, and I still don't like pain that much. I get angry now instead of, like, scared of it. But, and that's a problem. That's not a good thing. But they say you can hold your nose. This is what divers do, and they're lowering to help decompress with water. I can't even jump in, like, lower than 5 feet of water, otherwise they start hurting too. I just don't have good ears at this point. I mean, I have good ears, I can hear well, it's just the pain pressurizing. Hold your nose. I probably sound weird like this, but just hold your nose and close your mouth and blow through your nose. Do this right now, even, and you'll feel your ears start to pop or feel like a little bit of pressure in your ears. If you do that on the plane, that'll also help. Sprite can also help, I've heard. I don't know if that was that kind of thing where it's like, just because they say Sprite will help and then you drink Sprite, you just feel better and it's just your mind tricking you. But, like, I think the carbonation of it helps or something, or the caffeination or whatever. But those 3 methods all work. I would never do the nose method because the popping would hurt, because they were already sensitive and tender because where we were at, so I would never do that, and I don't like doing it when swimming either. But apparently I'm a very good swimmer. Like, I'm not fast, but I can stay afloat. I can swim. I can get to where I'm going, like, without even breaking a sweat. That's just something I've been good at since I was young. My mother taught me when I was a baby, so it was really nice, and I would always go to Florida with my grandparents when I was younger a lot. So I definitely picked up how to, like, I've swam in the ocean at least 8 times in my life. I'm talking, like, open water. So now 4 of those, granted, are on, like, the same trip, but, like, and then, like, I think 2 of them were technically off a beach, so it's not as open water as you mean, but, like, there's a place called Sombrero Reef. I definitely recommend looking it up. It's a coral reef underneath a big open lighthouse. It's an old rusted lighthouse, but the coral reef is amazing. I remember one time we went there and there was some barracuda in the water, and I panicked, but I stayed in the water anyways and just continued looking at them. My uncle was with us on one of the trips and threw bread at my grandfather as he was swimming. Not at my grandfather specifically, but he was trying to feed the fish. But they all came up right next to my grandfather, and keep in mind again, barracuda were in the water, so it was like my grandfather was like, "Hey, don't do that," you know. He wasn't mad, but he was also like, "Don't do that again." Yeah, it's very interesting to be, like, raised in, like, the most midwestern farm areas, and then all of a sudden, like, hey, go to the sponge docks in, like, Tampa, Florida. They're amazing. And then I've been to Keys as well, the Florida Keys. They're pretty neat. Had key lime pie down there, but I think I've already mentioned this in a previous stream. Southernmost point, 50 miles away from Cuba. Been there. Pretty neat, actually. Yeah, I remember talking about it because I was talking about how I ate a coconut. or drank from a coconut, like an actual coconut, like the green. There's also a tree. I don't remember if I mentioned this before, but there's a tree. And it has a plaque on it down there. And it says, Hemingway piss here, like Ernest Hemingway. If you don't know who that is, Google it. Because I can't remember if he's an author or a songwriter. I don't remember what he did, or a poet. I don't remember what he did specifically. I'm pretty sure he's an author. But I found that really interesting to, like, learn about. Don't remember any of it, but it's still, like, I mean, I remember enough of it to, like, I can just look it up and immediately know what happened, but I think that's just funny that, like, you credit a tree to a famous person pissing on it outside of your shop. I don't know. I remember my grandparents in one of the trips, and keep in mind that I mentioned this in the past. This was like my grandmother was like really big on like if I make it, you eat it, or like if we're at somewhere and you get something, you better eat all of it. But like one day we were at a seafood restaurant, and seafood, I'll be real with you, is a very acquired taste. You either like it or you don't, and usually if you don't like one of it, the whole menu will just be bad, like in your opinion. Now there's some, of course, outliers. I'm one of those people though. So they had these balls that had like sea snails in them. I don't remember what they're called, but I was super like against it because I saw this like Thousand Ways to Die episode where this guy was an idiot and then gave raw snails to his girlfriend, calling it escargot, and they fucking died due to brain parasites. And I was like, yeah, hey, not letting that happen at all. Like, I've even heard, like, for example, pufferfish, if made incorrectly, can fucking annihilate you. Like, only certain chefs in the world know how to make it in a safe way, and even then it's still risky. Which is very low risk. Like, anything is still possible, but, like, very low risk, but still, like, I was just, like, taking the little bones, only eating the parts that were not snail. I just was so grossed out by that idea, and also because of that fucking episode. Nat Geo, like, National Geographic really fucked me over when I went to the ocean. Because, of course, I'm always got, like, sharks and stuff in the back of my mind, you know, and, like, to the point where I was even scared of dolphins a little bit. Like, there was a dolphin research center. I went with my grandfather, and I was a little bit, like, worried. Because, I mean, I literally was in the water with them. Like, I touched one. Like, they would, since there was a research center, they had, like, this kind of tour thing they did. And I was still worried about it. I was like, I don't know. I was a fucking pussy when I was a kid. And it's worse because like that's all my grandfather like saw of me whenever I went down there, is just genuinely just thinking I was just a, you know, not like I've gotten over that now. Like I'm not like I'm very much like if it's gonna kill me, it kills me. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Let's go. Like unless it's like a spider or a snake, like a fucking dolphin is not gonna scare me. But you gotta admit, like the most exotic animal I've seen is a fucking horse. Before that, like you know what I mean. So I don't live on a farm. That's the area I live in. So like, probably a camel actually. I've ridden a camel before. So like, that's like the most exotic animal I've seen. This is a whole new level. This is aquatic shit. Most exotic aquatic animal I've seen was a pufferfish in a tank, and also like, there's another animal I had in mind, like starfish, and that's it. So like, that's a big jump to like a whole ass dolphin in front of you. Which still was a nice experience. I remember only having good memories of it. I was still a little worried, but it was still really neat. If I knew the place, I'd shout it out, but I don't remember the exact place. What's another thing that was really neat about it? We saw a lot of manatees on the trip. Also, dolphins would follow the boat. That is a very fun experience to see. Just in the wild, dolphins actually following your boat behind you. Of course, you're not supposed to feed them. Same with the manatees, because then they get used to that, and then I forget. There's something like I think they just somehow, they say they just lose their ability to hunt or something, and they just completely rely on humans, which is not a safe thing to do. But like I've been not touched because it's illegal, but I've been very close, like 5 feet. I mean, like I was on a dock, so I mean, like I can look down to a manatee right underneath the dock. They're very, very interesting creatures. And by the way, I've literally never, like, manatees can't bite. I don't think they can physically bite you because of how their mouth is shaped. They're nothing hostile about a manatee. I'm not saying I would still get in the water with one because I'm not a big fan of just jumping into ocean water. One, and then two, you're not supposed to because they're endangered. But I can guarantee you, if you get in the water with a manatee, you're gonna be completely fucking safe. Dolphins, I know, can be rapey, but at the same time, there's also stories of them saving people from sharks, so, like, it's 50-50. But, like, you'll be fine, like, with mainly those two. Like, I don't think there's many stories of dolphins just violently, aggressively, like, attacking people. Of course, they still can, like, they can ram you with their, like, fucking thing, but manatees, I don't think physically have a way to harm you unless you, like, somehow stick your hand underneath their little schnoz and, like, stick your hand up into their mouth, to which I think they can then bite you, but I think they're even herbivores, so, like, they're not gonna get you. Manatee's just the perfect fucking animal. Super nice, super, like, not dangerous, and just a pleasure to be around. They just float there and just look at you and just spin. The ocean is what I believe not Africa. I keep wanting to say Antarctica, but where am I trying to say? Australia. That is what I'm trying to say. I know it's not Antarctica. I was not getting Antarctica. Like, I was just thinking continents of A names. So yeah, Australia. The ocean is what I picture Australia to be. Everything in there can and will very easily kill you if it wants to. So, like, and you never know what you're gonna get. Like, sure, you can be like, oh, in this area it's very known for sharks. In this area it's very known for fucking tigers. Are there tigers in Australia? Probably. I know there's kangaroos, and those things are also incredibly violent. Or can be. Aggressive. They can very easily kill a man. There's a very famous video where a guy saves a dog from the kangaroo, and the kangaroo's just so stunned that the guy punched him in the face, it just stood there looking at him. But kangaroos are very, very dangerous. Like, literally, the kangaroo had the dog in a chokehold. So, the legs and the arms of them are, and they're very fast as well. They're very dangerous animals. Animal facts with Jack Attack and Mopi. But yeah, there was like a good at least 20 barracuda in that school at the Sombrero Reef area. I don't know. It's always a good experience. Like, I liked it. It's great memories at the end of the day. It's also the time I was playing Lego Star Wars 3 on my DS, because that's what I had with me. It was a DS and my mom's phone for YouTube, but that kind of got taken away when I showed my grandparents a video I thought was funny, not realizing that, hey, cursing isn't funny to older people. I didn't really get what was happening. It was like some random video, Pokemon video, where this guy is a Squirtle that I think the guy literally says, hey, Squirtle, just do whatever, and the Squirtle just, like, says, what the fuck, bro, you gotta tell me what to do, and I thought that was hilarious, so I showed my grandparents, and then I got, like, my mom said, hey, no more at least showing them you're watching YouTube, because, like, I gotta, like, if I was watching YouTube, I'd just do it in my own little area, because they have a yacht with 2 bedrooms, or 2 beds, 2 bathrooms, kitchen, living room, kitchen table, and that's everything below deck. Like, that's straight up, that's what they have, and that's what we'd always be in, like, the front area where, like, the anchor area is. So I'd oftentimes, if we were docked out in the middle of the ocean, I'd just get woke up to just hearing tick 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 tick. It's a nice, it's like a pleasant, it's like, it's an aesthetic. I don't know what about it. But also the boat slowly rocking as you're docked in the marina for the night. Amazing fucking feeling. Or even just on calm open seas, it's just knowing what's all below you is very interesting. I can get seasick if I go below deck. I have done that if we're, like, going, you know? Like, if we're going, I've gotten seasick before. I've never been in rough waters, but I have, and I've even driven the boat. Like, it's really funny. I've driven every fucking thing, like, from lawnmowers to cars. No, to a single truck and a single Jeep one time. And I learned how to operate a fucking yacht, but I don't know how to drive a car. I'm sure it's like, okay, gas, brake, a lot of people I know drive sticks, so stick shifter, and steering wheel. Like, that's easy. Or just going into different, like, reverse, park, drive. Like, I don't know the exact orders. And then, like, windshield wipers, lights, you know, like, horn, radio. Like, I get all that. I get all the placement for it. It's just I've never actually sat down and, like, timed it all good to where everything's going to check mirror, you know? Like, I've never done that. But yet I still know how to drive said yacht and actually dodge crab traps and stuff that are laid out and follow the markers of the channels and stuff, because my grandfather always had maps for doing that, and that was very fun to do. And I know how to do all that, and I find that just a little interesting. Or I picked it up a little bit. I don't know how to do the whole thing, but also I'm 90% sure the shifter cable of the boat broke right after I did it. Not because I did it, but just because it just snapped after time. Because all I had was the steering wheel. I didn't touch the shifter cable. Or I was told to, because the shifter cable, if I remember correctly, speed up, slow down was like the main thing for it. It's like giving gas to a car. If it's on zero, if it's like on low, can't do anything. If it's on full, you're going fast. So that snapped after I did it. I was told if we were about to hit a crab trap and I really needed to call my grandfather, pull down, because if a crab trap is like a net that would get caught in the propeller, that's very bad. We wouldn't go anywhere, or like we'd have to get it off, which, oh my god, not even gonna think about that. But we had to, my grandfather, very skilled at driving that, and just operating, being the, captain. Straight up, shifter cable broke. We pulled into the marina, in the dock, in a very tight channel. Google the sponge docks, go to Google Maps and look above it. There's a tight passage. There's barges and stuff on the side, everything. We straight up, like, all we could do was turn. We were going a set speed, and even the turning was acting a little weird. So he pulled up, straight up, managed to not hit anything. Side of the, side of the channel or anything. And there's people watching us. There's like restaurants on the side of the sponge docks of what I'm talking about. This is just like a tourist attraction place, a big one too. And they're all watching us like we're about to hit a barge, like that's parked. It's not like doing anything. It's like a very tiny one. But like my grandfather's managed to steer, get us going. He managed to fuck with it long enough to where he can actually get it to where it's a little bit maneuverable. And he managed to get it all the way back to where he pays for his spot in the marina, manages to get it all the way back there single handedly. And yeah, straight up, like, he did it over the course of like 30 minutes, and it was really impressive in my opinion. Like, he did it, and we had to end up going to like the local boat store to get the part to fix the specific shifter cable. And it's got like two huge, massive engines, by the way, underneath the living room area. He pulls up a hatch, and it's huge engines left and right. Two of them, and it's just amazing. I don't know. What else was there? There's one thing I was going to mention. Oh yeah, that entire time that the shifter cable broke, I took that as we were sinking, or could sink. Without hitting anything, by the way. My brain was just, that's how big of a worrywart I was, so like, I was a pansy back then. This is all he saw of me, so like, it's just me sitting there like, begging, like, hoping, like, sitting there, please don't sink, please don't sink, please don't sink. I was like a worried 7-year-old. There was also one time he got this dinghy that could fit 2 people, maybe 3 if that person squeezed on. You like control with like a hand thing, and we went on. The sky was gray. The waters were a little bit like this is how the water would be, and there was an island a little bit near the marina we were currently at, and I was very panicked. We were on open ocean. This wasn't like a channel. This was straight up open ocean from the marina on the island. I think we were on Caladesi Island. Again, that's something you just got to Google. To this random small island that is like 20 by 20 feet that I was really interested in going to and looking at. We didn't even make it that far because I was really upset, because I was like trying to stay calm, because like it really looked like it was about to start storming, and I was pretty worried, But I just didn't even like. I think I even started crying because I was like really worried, and I was really young. And it's just like the first time experience of it all. It was really cool. I was even sitting there like, no, it's fine. Let's keep going. Like, I'm fine. I'm just, all this shakiness of it is just bothering me. And it just, I don't know. I feel bad, sure, because we never ended up using it again. And he really wanted to show that. But at the same time, I really could have handled it better, it's 2 ways. Like, I don't know. Caladesi Island does have this really nice thing, or used to, where I didn't figure this out till like the 3rd time going, but they have this like certain part where you can walk out to a sandbar about 10 feet, no, like 15 feet at least out from the shore of the water. You'll be standing up completely above the water, only up to your ankles, and they have dozens upon dozens of sand dollars there. Sand dollars are a something you can find. They're the baby version of a starfish, and I think they're considered slightly rare. But I found like 40 on that sandbar that was showing above, and usually that little sandbar is always above where you can walk on it. And I even told my grandma, hey, like, I know you probably can't swim that well. Or it's not that you can't swim that well. It's just you probably don't want to get like waist height to swim out to a sandbar. But no, it's literally ankle deep to walk all the way out there, and it's amazing. It was really fun. That island is just a really nice island. There's also gopher turtles on that island. Another thing, if you don't know about it, Google it. The boat's name was Knot Dreaming, Knot Dreaming. The National Guard, or not National Guard, it's not the Navy, but like, what is the people who are out on the boats? Anyways, they stopped by and said, hey, you gotta put a name sign for your boat. So my idea was, let's take the bottom of a water thing, like 24 pack of water, cardboard, tape it to the back, and write the words "Not Dreaming" on it because we had to put a sign up. There's also a boat we kept seeing. We've seen it at least 12 times, called the Cloud 9 is what it was called, and we saw it several times. Even years later, going back to Florida, we found it at another random marina, like miles and miles away from where we were originally. It was so fun to find it. I was like, holy shit, it's the same one from all those years ago, you know? I had that DS with me that took dozens and dozens of pictures. I don't have any of those pictures anymore, but I had a picture of that Cloud 9 boat, and, I remember I would always bring books with me. That's when I actually read like one Harry Potter book, I think I got about halfway, but I would read a lot of Goosebumps books. I would bring them with me on the trip, and I'd read them while on the boat, because like I said, I only have access to a Nintendo DS, and then I had, for one of the trips, I had my mother's phone to watch YouTube on. So, like, it was a variety. I mean, of course, I had, like, looking at the water and stuff to, like, buy at the time, but some of the places we had to go through were just generally just looked like everything else, like Open Ocean is beautiful, but then, like, some of the times we're just going, like, under bridges between, like, two things of town. It's like driving a car, but on the water. Like, we're literally city. Like, we're going through a part of it, and it's like there's nothing interesting here, like, at all to follow, so I would just go under deck and just be down there playing some games. Also, at night, whenever we're at the marinas and stuff, I'd be playing games too, because there's not much to do. I can't just go out and, like, walk around. I was too young to do that, and also, other people dock there, and, so there was always a worry that any, weirdos and stuff, but it was really fun. I enjoyed most of it. Those trips were amazing. I really did like them. But, I think I'm going to go ahead and start a new stream. We've been here for about 2 hours. Technically 2 hours and 30 minutes if you count the previous stream, so I'm going to go ahead and get going for the night. But, I hope you all have a wonderful day or night. I gotta quit saying that because I forget, not everyone is watching this at the same time I'm recording it. So, I hope you all have a wonderful day and or night, depending on what time of day you're watching this. Wow, ooh. My TV screen looks a lot brighter without these. Anyways, I hope you have a good day or night, whatever you're watching this. I'm going to get going. I'm going to go probably to bed. It's already 2:20 a.m. So, that's what I'm going to go do. But I'm probably going to see if I need to get any, like, daily logins, like Dragon Ball Legends. I got to re-log in, too, because I was in the middle of doing something and I just forgot to close it to stream. So, I'm going to get going. Again, just expect to see more chill streams and stuff, and then maybe a couple variety ones. Really want to do Skyrim. It's just a matter of, like, when do I actually want to load up the computer and do it. So, yeah. Alright, I'm going to get going. Y'all have a good one.